raising the flag, and remembering September 11th. Bluffton High School's JROTC cadets, along with students in the firefighting program, held a special 9/11 ceremony.
To honor fellow Americans and first responders who witnessed, answered the call of duty, and perished in the terrorist attacks of September 11th.
Most people in high school, we weren't born in 2001, and so we didn't get to experience that. We didn't get to experience, the heartache and the hurt that people went through. But I hear stories from my parents and my siblings, and they just described to me what it was like, and it was just terrifying. It was just terrible, and it's good to remember. Even though it was such a terrible event, it's what shaped American history. It's what got us to where we are now.
At Michael C. Riley Elementary School, a teacher shared a book she wrote about 9/11 with students in the 3rd through 5th grades.
There were about 2 inches of dust covering every inch of street and sidewalk.
She wrote the longest New York minute several years ago as a way to help teach her own kids about what happened on September 11th.
My daughter was 9 years old. She was in 4th grade, and she came home from school one day. It was the 10th anniversary, and she asked if she could learn more about it. So I said sure, and went online, looked for some books for her that she could read, and I couldn't find anything that was age appropriate for her and that I thought would give her what she was looking for. So I just decided, she was 9, my younger son was 7, and I just decided that I wanted to write something for my kids.
The book focuses on a young girl and her father who worked in the World Trade Center.
He worked down there, he went missing, and it was sort of one of those come to truth moments where she realized how important family really was to her.
The school also welcomed back a former student who, with the help of his parents, planted a 9/11 garden 20 years ago.
To look at the memorial now and look how everything has grown over the last 20 years is just something that's kind of breathtaking. 9/11 is a sensitive subject to a lot of people, but it's also, now that we have this and it's been the last 20 years, it's kind of cool that, when I was 10 years old, I, kind of thought of something and it's lasted this long. So it's a cool memorial. It was a cool idea that me and my dad thought of, and it's just an honor and a blessing that it's still here.
Some students from Bluffton Middle School had the opportunity to Zoom with a survivor of the Pentagon attack.
All along the way, I had seen people evacuating the building.
He shared his story, discussing what it was like when the airplane hit the building and what it was like after.
I found interesting how open he was to sharing his experience. I know sometimes sharing troubling experiences is hard for people. I also found it interesting how civilians in the Pentagon were helping everyone, and even if you weren't trained, they were just going for it and helping people, and I think that's really nice.
The September 11th terror attacks happened 20 years ago. In Bluffton, Ron Lopes, Beaufort County School District.